So, Chapter 10 has come out on CN, and the best words to describe it would be a lot. But I mean that in the best way possible. So let's talk about it. I'm trying my best to keep some semblance of a schedule. I think depending on the size, content, and just general timing of what's coming out in-game, I want to try my best to upload preferably once a week, but no more than every 2 weeks. Like, I think a 10-day upload schedule would be acceptable for how slow I tend to be. And since I really want to make a video on whatever happens for CN's 3rd anniversary stream, I thought that would put me in an iffy spot when it comes to videos. But then, episode 10 came out. Chapter 10? I'm not sure. I see people use those terms interchangeably. And anyways, I'm pretty sure that if I don't talk about it, I will explode. I always think to myself, oh, this video is gonna be like 5 to 10 minutes max, and then it ends up being like 15 to 20 minutes instead, so this will hopefully actually be a shorter, more chill video. Good evening. It's your good old friend Editing Void here, popping in to say, wow, old me from the past, me from yesterday, you were such a buffoon. Oh, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Plus, this is more just so I can vibe check the characters. Whenever I actually make my Chapter 10 banner video in the future, when us on Global get it, I won't be talking about the NPCs or things like that, and I'll be talking about characters more objectively, so I've just nagged myself a great opportunity to talk about whatever I want when it comes to this. And a forewarning, as you could probably already tell, this will be much more rambly than my usual content, since I'm not really using a script, I'm just reading bullet points and adding on to them. Also, apologies if I sound more nasally. It's starting to get cold again, and my very bad sinus issues are starting to return. They were only gone for a while. I'm not gonna get into that. Just sorry for sounding nasally. With that being said, let's go over a quick vibe check of the new units and skins, then I'll go on to talk about the absolute beauty that are the NPCs we've seen. I think I accidentally summoned 2 of these units into existence with my last video, in which I mentioned how much I miss getting 4 stars in the gacha, and how curious I was to see what a 6-star Fortress Defender would be like, both of which we got with this chapter release. Going in order of rarity, Chestnut is the 4-star, he's a wandering medic, and the most precious little guy ever. Yes, he's an adult, but he's also a Durin, which means he's tiny and looks young, which makes people mistake him for a child quite often, and I can't blame them, especially since what he's wearing looks like a Boy Scout uniform, sort of. There's like the scarf with the badges, and as a former scout, I can recognize that style of shorts from a mile away. I feel like he'd get along well with Chilchuck, if you've ever read Dungeon Meshi. If you haven't, he's like a fully grown divorced man with children, but he's a halfling, so people think he's much younger than he actually is. Age has never stopped anyone from being precious though. That's a personality thing, and he likes to give us free rocks. That's amazing. That's precious. I don't care. Couldn't have asked for a better 4-star. What a little guy. As we all know, the large majority of characters in Arknights use codenames, and the way that they're named has sort of become a meme because it's entirely possible we could get an operator named Paperclip, Hydrogen Sulfide, or Kansas? I was trying to think of like a meme location name, and the first thing that came to mind was Tegucigalpa, but that's actually kind of cool. And yeah, all of those are still sort of dumb sounding, but I don't think anything is off the table anymore now that we have someone named Rock. That's it. That's the only thing about her that matters. I guess on a serious note, she's the new 5-star drone caster, or mecha cord caster, as they're officially called. There's something about her outfit, like I think it's the frills and her goggle hat combination that really gives me steampunk vibes. With some minor alterations, I could 100% see her working as a waitress in a steampunk bar or even a burlesque club. I have such conflicted feelings on her. She looks so plain, but that also isn't bad. Like, she's one of the more boring designs we've gotten in a long time. It's not to her detriment, she makes it work. Also, she has the best name in the entire game. Who wouldn't want to be called Rock? That's it's so silly, I love it. And we'll actually be getting a welfare with this chapter, which is something we haven't had before, I don't think. I mean, we've gotten 4 stars in the early, tutorial chapters, but that's it. She's also an NPC who we've seen before and who I personally adored. Haiti is back, and she looks so much more grown up, or just mature in general. I love her. It's really nice to have her as a playable unit, even though, I don't know how to explain this, but out of NPCs we've seen, I wouldn't have guessed she'd become a playable character. I'm not complaining about it at all. Knowing we'll get her as a reward is honestly alleviating, and I forgot to mention what she even does. She's a bard. She seems really interesting. The translations haven't come out yet, so I'm not 100% certain on the Google Translate accuracy of her skills, but I feel like she has some great meme potential, and I cannot wait until a few more days go by and CN players get on that. But she is not the only NPC becoming playable, since Horn is our 6 star, and I feel so dumb because I would have sworn on my life that she was a cat girl, but no, she's Lupo, which is, I'm so bad at judging races in this game. I constantly accidentally think Acid Drop is Vulpo because of the way her ear tuft feathers look. And the worst one is way back when. Okay, this is an embarrassing confession. I used to think Swire was a horse. In my defense, this was purely the impression I got from reading the story, since we can only see the top half of the sprites and I didn't notice her very obviously not a horse tail. Plus, Swire just sounds like a horse name, if that makes any sense. Like a fancy horse you'd see at a game show. Anyways, Horn is here. She's playable now. Once again, I don't exactly know what's going on in the skill department, since Google Translate isn't the most trustworthy, but she's a 6-star fortress defender, which is super funky. They're a weird archetype, but I really like their concept, and I just really liked Horn from chapter 9, so it's cool to see her here. Obviously, we have new skins, and they are from the Striker Raytheon collection. Raytheon actually specializes in making weapons as opposed to outfits, although Striker makes the outfits that are based around very specific scenarios that the person wearing it could be in. It's supposed to be a more experimental thing, and it explains why these 3 have very different aesthetics. Like, Scavenger is... I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but god, the art is so good. I mean, Sweep in general are sort of weird and cryptic, and her original outfit certainly is an outfit. This isn't the most logical artifact of clothing, but the vibes are on point. Like, I can totally see this in a dystopian cyberpunk type anime. Indra, women in suits. That's all I have to say. Yeah, no, but everything about this is so good. The outfit itself, the suit, the rolled up sleeves, the painted nails, the everything. But yeah, ever since I saw the clip for Manifesto and Indra did that thing where like she cracked her neck, I've been wanting to level her up, but this has officially convinced me to do so. More importantly than any of that though, look at the little guy who's with her. This skin isn't hers. This is his. He has had such a glow up from her E2 art. He's looking dapper, like a true little boss, and if I buy this, I'm 100% zooming in on him. Like putting him as my assistant. It's not her, it's him. And you should do the same, if you buy it, of course. Siege gets her second skin? Yeah, second. And this is definitely my favorite outfit of hers, as it's the only one that isn't, like, super casual. I adore casual skins, don't get me wrong, but I like them when they're skins. Siege's base outfit is already really casual, her first skin is also mostly casual, but with this, I have no idea what's actually going on here, like with the arm thing, and that is the peak of what I imagine when someone says Arknights drip. Her gang also makes a cameo, which I love. I hope we get to see more of them soon. They have sprites in the database now, so considering the theme of this chapter and all, I can't wait to read about them. Yeah, in general, she's just rocking it, especially in the promo art for these skins. But with all those vibes checked, NPC time. And oh boy, there are a lot of NPCs. First of all, I just need to say, first I have to give a bit of a spoiler warning. At first, it's mostly just for some of the CGs I'll be showing because I don't fully know what's going on plot-wise, but later I will briefly talk about some major spoilers after talking about some NPCs, so if you want to go in completely blind to chapter 10 when this comes out, I suggest you stop watching now, but if you're fine with more minor spoilers and just don't want the major ones, I'll give you a warning once I'm done with this stuff, and then you can like click off or skip to the next segment or whatever. Okay, what I was originally gonna say, first of all, men enjoyers rejoice. I happen to be an enjoyer of both women and men, so when we go a while without the latter, I don't tend to feel all that disappointed. And while these are all NPCs, it's just such a breath of fresh air to see so many male characters. And as we just saw with Horn and Haiti, more and more NPCs have been turning into playable characters, so this helps spark hope, especially for him. Hoderer, my beloved, I've waited so long to see you again. Like, it was teased at the end of Dark Knight's Memoir that wasn't the end of his story and we'd see him again, and here we are. Clearly, plenty of things have changed since the last time we saw him. He's definitely no longer a merc, and even physically it looks like he's... I don't know exactly the right term. I want to say it looks like he's been through a lot since he has an eye patch. And also, yeah, everyone in this game has been through a lot, but honestly, based on appearances alone, it looks like he's thriving. He looks like he came back from filming a shampoo commercial, and his shaven face makes him look so much younger. Gonna be honest, I miss his more disheveled look, but as long as he's happy, that's what matters. He also isn't the only pretty boy here, as he seems to be friends? Well, at least acquaintances with another pretty man. Or maybe pretty isn't the correct word in this case, but the people seem to be loving what they're seeing. Apparently his name is Manfred, which I find hilarious. I love it when people in this game actually have normal names. It's just so unexpected and funny. Yeah, he's... I don't know pretty much anything about him yet, but his design is really cool. The horns especially... chef's kiss. I love them. Hoderer has a re-encounter with W, which I cannot wait to get the context for, given pretty much everything that happened. The CG is also definitely a parallel to the one of her and Ines in Dark Knights, and I don't know how I feel. I'm concerned. I think, I don't know, this seems very interesting because it's been a while. And as you can see, she has a new outfit which better become a skin in the future. It's a great vibe for her. Maybe it's false hope, but I'm crossing my fingers all of this leads to Hoderer becoming a playable unit in the future. I'm just hoping that something about him is teased during the stream we'll have soon. And on that note of NPCs becoming more relevant, Closure has finally appeared with a brand new in-game sprite, which, first of all, she looks so good. Her jacket looks so comfortable, I want to steal it. It's like only slightly different than the look we've already seen, but it's such a vibe. I adore this. In Arknight standards, her outfit is pretty simple, but I think it suits her character really well.
and I'm wondering if this means we'll actually get her as a playable character soon. She's been stuck in shopkeep hell since day one and absolutely deserves to be playable. Again, I'll have to wait and see, probably until the stream, maybe even later, but I feel like in this next Arknights year we could get her. She also has a friend. I don't know what to say about him, because I don't know much, but maybe some of the men enjoyers watching this will like what they see. I also have to admit that at first glance, once again, I thought he was a horse. I don't know why. Please tell me I'm not the only one who sometimes thinks operators who clearly belong to another race are Kuranta. Is there something wrong with me, or is it a specific vibe? A few quick, more disjointed things before I get into a specific group of NPCs. The fact that Scavenger got a skin is perfect, actually, considering that we've finally seen the face of Ascalon, the director of Sweep. And she is very... She is. And wow, would you look at that? Another NPC from this chapter I desperately hope becomes a playable character because, God, she looks so good. And, hey, Arknights. You've revealed what Ascalon looks like, so, when are we gonna see Logos? I've seen some people speculating that he'll be revealed as an operator on the 3rd anniversary stream. I don't know where they got that theory from, but I mean, I'm not gonna complain if it's true. Anyways, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name. Kashchi? I looked it up on Google. That's how they pronounce it. He has a new body, and this man knows how to choose well. This is a vibe. Amiya also has a new outfit. It looks pretty cool as long as you don't think about the logistics of her cape jacket thing. The rest of the outfit is super similar to Chen's, which has got to be on purpose, especially since a couple CGs along the way are obviously direct parallels to CGs of Chen, so that's honestly pretty cool. People have been speculating that this will be her outfit for her next class. Obviously, no certainty when it comes to that, but I'm always an advocate for game speculation. It's fun. I love theories. Now, this is the point where I give you a spoiler warning. You can skip to the conclusion and Ramble timestamp thing if you'd like to avoid major plot things. That's your warning. So, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler territory, no turning back. The people in the royal court of Teresis are ridiculous. We got a face reveal from Confessarius. We got so much. Okay, let's take a step back. Teresa is alive, okay? She was resurrected, and it turns out that Teresis himself is actually not that bad of a guy. Like, he's super respectful of his sister and is telling her, hey, if you want to back out of this plan, it's fine, but she's on his side willingly, which is honestly more of a surprise than her being alive in general. And yes, this actually is Teresa. It's not a clone. It's straight up her. I don't know how she was resurrected, but she was, and she still has her memories of Babel, of the doctor, Amiya, everything. There's one specific CG with the members of the Royal Court of Teresis, and these people are so funky. That's sincerely the best adjective I can think of to describe them. There's this one super tall guy who's kind of just creepy, but creepy in a kind of comforting way, if that makes any sense. Like, he's really lanky, which means he could probably give good hugs. That's my logic behind it. Or maybe it's just because he is freakishly tall and lanky, and I could see him as a monster in a horror movie played by Doug Jones. Although maybe he isn't even that tall. Like, this could definitely be a levitating pose. He's built weird. Maybe he's levitating and freakishly tall. Either way, he's just freaky and cool, and I adore his vibes. I haven't even seen any theories in regards to his race. We've had plenty of NPCs who are faceless in this sort of way, like with a mask or a hat type thing covering their faces. And I really hope that since the Teresa storyline seems like it's about to be super relevant, this guy will have more screen time. Another enigmatic member is this person who has the most different aesthetic from all the royal court members. I don't even know what questions to ask. This is just such a fascinating individual. Where are their shoes? Why do they look like the long-lost member of Alive Until Sunset? This probably isn't even what it actually is, but why does it straight up look like they have a phone with white wire earbuds plugged in, attached to some sort of, like, body strap, like joggers have on their arms? I look at this person next to everyone, and they do not look like they belong. I can't tell their race, although something about the vibes makes me think maybe Aegir. I don't know how to explain it, just vibes. And I haven't seen any actual live translations of this chapter, so because of that, I don't even know their gender. You just are. You're also tiny next to the rest of the court. Can't wait to find out more about this person, honestly. And then there is this guy. Now you intrigue me. You look like that stereotypical, cocky, sort of flamboyant villain, and I adore that. He actually does have a name, more accurately a title, but I can't even try to pronounce it. So here it is on screen. I'd say second after the tall guy, he's the least likely out of the royal court to become a playable character. Don't ask me why I'm saying that, it's just based off of vibes once again, which is really unfortunate since out of all of these, he's the one that I'm most personally interested in. Although, as I said before, most people weren't exactly expecting Haiti to become a playable character, so hey, you know, I'm all for surprises. His color scheme, his outfit in general, and he has that sort of futuristic, yet very clearly fantasy-inspired look that I adore in Arknights characters. Everything about him is so good. I love this guy. What a king. Literally. Can't wait to see more of him. And last, but certainly not least, we have a Confessarius face reveal. And he is a pretty boy. Looks like an absolute smug piece of shit too. I can definitely see his popularity skyrocketing after more people read chapter 10 or like live translations come out, or even once it comes out on the global servers. Yeah, there is gonna be so much content of this man. Just heed my warning. Warning implies a bad thing. This isn't a bad thing, especially if you like him. Yeah, can't wait for that to happen. That'll be interesting. I mean, I'm not sure what I was expecting. To some degree, I was expecting a pretty boy. Something about the long, flowy hair definitely gave away those vibes. But this is just a level above and beyond. Someone says it looks like a fusion of Blitz and Shining, and honestly, yeah, that sums it up. I'm rambling. This has gone for far too long. Oh god. Whoops, this is not my plan. I know there's some people out there who don't read the story and they're just playing the game for the characters, or they just like the gameplay. It's fun. It's a fun little game. So if you watch this and you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed. I hope everyone who watched it enjoyed, obviously, but it must be an experience if you're just sitting there nodding, thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about, but good for you, I guess, or sorry that happened, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say for now. This was an interesting video to make. I said that for my Enfield videos, well, I've been doing slightly more different things lately. I don't just want to do operator overviews, even though I think they're what I'm best at, just in terms of I go there, I get the information, I relay the information, you listen to the information. But you know, I like talking. I have many thoughts within my head that I want to bestow upon the World Wide Web. But anyways, hopefully the 3rd anniversary video will be more cohesive than this. Everything has been such a mess lately in my life and in my mind in general, so apologies if that comes across in these videos. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching, but a special thank you goes out to Incognito Nuri, Readymare, and Dat Black Geek for supporting me on Patreon, which you too can do if you'd like to, if you can afford it, or if you just want some art. I am trying my very best to be more consistent with YouTube and hopefully make something out of it someday, so any support is very much so appreciated. And so, that's all I have to say. And I'll see you another day.